Currently down $16,000 in the week. Let's go. But man, all I gotta say, you don't give it out. You gotta be able to take it too. Whoa. But thank you for 25K subs. I really appreciate it. Clicking subscribe really, motivates me to keep posting. So 100K on the way. Looking at the big picture, we ended up taking 6 trades. Now, unfortunately, on alerts that I've posted in my Discord, the trade alerts that I take, ended up going 1 and 4. Not the worst case scenario, but the outcome that we had was definitely, awakening. Last week, I was up 400 points. And this week, I was only down, 179, I believe. Just really, forced my hand to actually look into this more. And this was the stuff I wanted to see. A lot of people have been telling me, drop the strategy, give me all the, tell me how to do this. I want to be able to see how my losses look, see what happened, be able to actually adapt things, because now I'm actually forced to look into really what happened more, and that's what I'm going to do more in this video. Main thing was, though, we took good trades. Every setup was exactly what we wanted to see, just didn't go our way. And when that happens, I'm not mad that I lost 16K. It just was a bad week for us. This election's right around the corner. Who friggin' knows what's gonna happen? I'm probably not gonna trade till Wednesday, just because election's on Tuesday, and God, and it's closer than I thought it would be. As I was talking about having one of the worst weeks that I've seen, especially through what I back tested, Monday we caught one of my best trades of all time. This was an amazing trade. Caught the very top. I never was in drawdown. Ended up having a 44 point SL, 100 point TP. We caught a really good entry, played it out to our strength, and we got what we wanted to see. I ended up setting up this was a previous high on the hourly. This is a lot better example on the hourly. You guys see exactly what we were trading off of. Again, I'm trying to switch to supply and demand. Been doing really well with it. Like it a lot. This is just textbook. This is just a textbook short sell. We're looking for a lot of supply to come in. Exactly what we did. And it's very crazy because this week was literally 2 points away from being super, super good. Because you can see coming into Tuesday, again, I only take really 1 trade a day. While I had my best trade of all time, following it up next day with, this is definitely not my worst trade of all time, but most unfortunate trade of all time. Just really painful. We would have targeted 170 points here and got filled. You see, we would have got all the way up damn near 200 points. But you can see this is obviously following that previous, short sell that we got. We had a huge sell through in price, but you can see price is holding up in this area. Sellers could not get underneath this. Buyers just kept holding themselves strong. And, we took a shot at it. And we wanted to see some buying come in here and a push up back to this high. But that's unfortunately not what we saw. But again, super good setup. You guys can see exactly why I got into this trade. We're just looking for repetition in the market. We're looking at proof of buyers, and that's exactly what we saw prior. I believe the market is one of repetition. If something happens once, it will probably happen twice and a third time, and continuation. You can see right before we got into this trade as well, we had another little spike of buyers coming in. Kind of looks like a dick. Pushed it literally. I think it ended up being a 1.5 points too much. And we were liquidity. But again, we saw the setup perfectly, and I'm not upset about it. This would have put me pretty much at break even on the week, which that's why I said it kind of is the most unfortunate trade of the week. Just because this would have really changed my entire outlook on the week. And it sucks, man. Going for a setup, seeing exactly, everything play out, but you get stopped out by a tick. But in reality, it's how it's going to work. Trades are always going to happen like this, regardless of how you trade. Unfortunate. But if anything, take away the positives from every trade you can get regardless. We took the right trade. Amazing trade. Unfortunate. Wednesday came about, and I actually took 2 trades. Now, I just want to address this second one first. This was on an eval. I didn't alert this trade. This was just something I wanted to take a look at. This was something I wasn't, let's say, A+, confidence on. This was about a B for me. I'll get back to that trade in a second. Looking at the hourly, this was that previous high we set. We ended up breaking through that overnight into the trade that we were looking to catch that on. Unfortunately, we didn't get it on. Fuck me. Ended up breaking above it, and we were holding for a while. And yes, we did end up selling off of this. Once again, you guys see buyers stepped up, though, in this zone one more time, pushed it up. Sellers continue to push this down. All we were looking for was, again, buying in this area. If you don't know, support and resistance levels, they pretty much inverse themselves when they are broken. We were just looking for buyers in this area, in this orange zone, and we took the trade, targeted this high right here, and we didn't get it. Sellers just took control, and you guys can see throughout the rest of the week we really were super bearish. Not one of my biggest losses. We were targeting 100, so good RR. In hindsight, of course, sellers did pretty much take control after that, but at this point you would still consider the trend to be bullish. You're just seeing that break above and that kind of consolidation back to this high. We're looking for buyers here, and they didn't show up. So unfortunate. Actually, I mean, they kind of did. I remember I was up around 50 points in this trade and ended up just dropping through. At this point, once we did break this high, this orange zone, once again, it would now invert itself. Now it would be resistance. So we broke through with strength, pulled back, and we hopped in for an entry. SL was at this high and caught 140 points. I like to take my trades from overnight moves, pushing into certain areas and looking for big moves off of it either side, trying to catch the entire session move. And continuing off of that, we had a pretty much super dump. I'm looking for price to come down so I can see it pop back up to here, and vice versa. If price is coming up this way, it's obviously green. I'm looking for shorts. So you're trying to kind of Tuesday to Thursday, it was around 800 points. We just dropped continuously. Very little bullish sentiment sent up at all. And I went for a Hail Mary, if you want to call it that. But if you guys see on the 2 hour, we were just looking for buying in this area. Sellers were in control. I mean, we had a lot of AI news, I believe Thursday morning. I think it was Microsoft and NVIDIA were losing faith in some of their AI stuff. You guys know AI runs the market, man. Anybody says the word AI and you're just gonna see a giant move. We're just looking for a big bounce off this low. This was a pretty important low that we've been holding for a while. You saw the giant move we had off of it. We had this, pretty quick buyer. We had a huge sell-off coming here. Oh, shit. We had a huge sell-off coming here, and then right here, boom. Buyers flipped the switch. We saw a giant pump. So I was just looking for a bounce off that, at all. And we did kind of see a bounce. We had, I think, around 40 points in profit. When there is outside news like AI or anything that has to do with, stuff that was not baked into the chart, outside of price action, it usually trumps price action. So what that means is that, I may have a really good setup here. It doesn't matter. I could have 1,000 zones. It's not going to matter. It's going to do what it wants to do. We took a ballsy play, and we were looking for longs up to this high right here. And it didn't play out. I think this was a 60-point loss. We were targeting to almost 250. We'll get them next time, I guess, but apparently not, because going into our next one, we will not get them next time because we just got fucked here. So this is another example of, call it a really good setup, and it just didn't go our way. This is the 4 hour time frame. This still has yet to play out, but it potentially still can. I love seeing this pull back, especially to a really important zone like the one we just had. Let me just give you a sort of insight at what's going through my eyes right now. Yes, it's definitely slightly bullish. We're seeing buyers finally come into the market. But at this point, and when I got into this trade, this candle right here this didn't form yet. So just exclude that candle. Look at these candles right here. You are seeing buyers, but this is not convincing at all. This is something that I've also told you guys a lot, and maybe you guys will recognize what I'm saying. Just because a candle is green does not mean that it is bullish. I hope that makes sense, because some candles, like all of these right here, do not signify to me or make me confident as someone who is looking to take longs, aka buyers are weak. You are seeing constant buying pressure, but it's getting nowhere. And especially when this pulls back into a zone just like this, where you are supposed to see, again, once a zone is broken, it will inverse itself. This is now resistance. I took a shot at shorts because I wanted to see that continuation. But at the time I took this trade, you guys can see that, that breakout that we had wasn't initially set. I see this as an opportunity to take sales because of, yes, buyers are holding this up, but we've yet to see that big spike in price that we usually would want to see if we're looking to take longs, which it did come after we took the trade. But again, hindsight's 2020. During the time that I took this trade, sales still looked really good, and you guys can see again, we did see some sales come in. We were targeting this previous low, and didn't end up hitting it. Got stopped out. This was an 80-point loss. This is my biggest loss of the week. Nothing you can do about it. All pretty similar. We're looking for, reversals. We're looking to trade off of our supply and demand zones. Good SLs, good TPs, good entries, everything that I did. The only thing I really wish I didn't take was this trade right here. In total, since trading this way, since my new strategy started, last week, super good week. This week, super bad week. Still looking really good. This is something very important. I'm happy, that with such a bad week like this, we're still up. I still took good trades. I still did everything right. Just didn't go our way. That's the number one thing. If you're taking losses and you're feeling bad about it and you're not happy about it, there's probably something exterior going on. Your psychology, maybe your approach to your strategy. But I did everything right. I'm not mad at all. Hopefully next week's better. I've been back testing a lot, trying to get more confident, trying to figure out why this happened. What can I do to minimize my losses, maximize my wins, make sure that the trades I take do see better outcomes than this. Sunday right now, so excited to trade tomorrow. Actually, I'm not going to because the election. Fuck! Hopefully some more YouTube posts coming on the way, man. I just really appreciate it. Like the video. Bye!